A teacher can simply pose a question and not rush in to give the answer. I heard Elder Perry on one occasion describe the number of ancestors that came from the first Perry who was baptized in 1832. Now, if you just simply pose the question, how many folks from 1832 to 2002 or 2012 or whatever, how many members of the church do you think came from that one Perry baptism in 1832? Now, you could do this as a part of a talk in a stake conference. You're not going to have people raise their hands and give answers, but you can invite them to act. You could invite them to have a number in their mind. And then when you say that between 1832 and 1992, there were more than 10,000 members of the church from that one Perry baptism, you kind of go, whoa, I was thinking 500 or 5 million, whatever. But you're working, you're acting, and the Holy Ghost then has a vehicle. It has a channel to be able to get into your heart and teach you things you wouldn't get any other way.
So you're saying don't be afraid as a teacher to give a little pause, a little silence for a moment for people to think and to actually invite the Holy Ghost in.
I'm going to be more blunt than you perhaps want me to be.
No, it'll be blunt, yeah.
Sometimes teachers just abhor silence.
Right.
So they ask a question that is not well framed, not well expressed. The people don't know what's being asked, and everybody just sits there. The teacher assumes, well, these people won't participate. Well, part of the problem is they don't know what the question is.
Right.
And because the teacher is panicked by the silence, they restate the question again, and people think this is a different question. And this 3, 4, 5 times, and the people are bewildered. The scriptures say, be still and know that I am God. The Holy Ghost is the teacher, not the person at the front of the classroom. And if we believe that, then we ought to be still and let the Holy Ghost do his job. When you pose a question, giving people a minute to comprehend the question and think and even ponder and pray is a pretty good thing so the Holy Ghost can do the work.
And maybe even find a verse if they want to find a verse. Rather than you giving them the verse and asking them to read it, give them a little time to think about their own gospel knowledge and bring that to the, to the fore. Yeah.
A simple question like, what comes to your mind when we consider this verse? Instead of saying, what are the 2 major points of this verse, I call that guess what's in my head.
Yeah.
Where the teacher is trying to get someone to parrot back what the teacher wants to say. And we think that's great involvement because other people are saying it. If we ask the question, what do you think? It should be because we really want to know what they think, not because we're trying to get them to say what we want them to say. And to give them that bit of time, revelation comes as thoughts to the mind, feelings to the heart by the power of the Holy Ghost. We ought to be pretty pleased with some degree of silence to let that work the way it needs to work.